Hi, this is Paul Palmer. Have you ever been in a team where you're working really closely together? And then that really tight team has to work with another team. And the two teams have got their own perspective and their own principles and their own strategies, their own approaches, their own systems that they want to follow. Whether it's project management systems, whether it's finalizing everything in an SOP, whether it's checklists, whether it's tools that they like to use. Often you'll find different teams behave differently because they operate in a different way. And they don't work together very well because they're used to a different way. I've been on a few cross-functional teams, a lot of cross-functional teams. And on occasion, I find they work really well, but more often than not, because of the differences between the way the different departments work, I found that they're not really cooperating, or maybe they don't see the things eye to eye. And by that, I mean, maybe they've got a different understanding of what's going on. Now, the picture behind me I find quite interesting because I think the guy at the top, where you can see he's forcefully pointing his finger, really means it. Whereas the lady on the other side, well, to me, she's been told to take that pose, and she doesn't really mean the aggression that she's supposed to be displaying. And then, of course, you've got the guy on the other side. Well, you can see it in his face straight away, even if you can't see his hands. But that's what I mean. People have different perspectives. Some people like to do a certain activity. Some people like to get on with the deviations. Some people like to fix the problems. But others, you'll find, don't want to fix the problems. They just want to move the job on. They want to get on to the next stage and forget about it. And that's why you end up in a never-ending loop, consistently firefighting, because you can't get the teams to work together to consistently follow the process and resolve the problems. Because, of course, what happens when you resolve the problems? Well, they're not there anymore, are they? So you can deal with the next issue. Maybe it's not even an issue. Maybe you can deal with the next part of the manufacturing run that was intended to go ahead. Or maybe you can deal with the next package that you're shipping to a pharmacy or to the hospital. Because pharmaceuticals isn't about the teamwork as much as it is about getting the product, maybe getting the materials and the excipients, the active pharmaceutical ingredient, putting it all together, manufacturing the product, packaging it, shipping it, distributing it around maybe the country, maybe the world. But we all need the people to get there. We all need the people to work together to get there. And what I like to do is to help companies to coordinate how they can work together. But how do you do that? Well, it does help as a qualified person that you have to take the overview. And I remember, let's think of one example. There was one of the QPs that was working for me. And then there was the head of operations. And they were out in the middle of the department, I suppose is probably the best way to put it, in the quality department. Actually, really, it was the interface between quality and operations. And they were shouting at each other in the middle with everybody else there listening in. And I thought, well, this isn't a way to build the relationship between the quality team, which I was head of quality, of course, and the operationals team. Standing there in the middle of it, shouting at each other, and then potentially walking away and not resolving the problem, we're never going to move anything forward. So, of course, I ushered them into my office and talked on an even keel. They use transactional analysis, part of NLP, to smooth over the situation, to actually get them coordinated to think at a rational level rather than just having a paddy. Maybe if you don't know what paddy is, then having an argument. Instead of having an argument, we would solve we solved the problem less than 5 minutes. But they've been out there I don't know how long shouting actually, because I went out as soon as I heard them. But that's what you need to do when you've got teams. You don't just leave them to disagree with each other. If individuals are not working together, then you highlight it and you address it. Doesn't mean they get a disciplinary. You need to find out what the issue is. And if they can't do it themselves, you need an arbitrator, a facilitator. Arbitrator is not really pharma, really. A facilitator would work better. And I'd sit there and I'd just talk it through with a pair of them. Resolve the issue, come to a conclusion. Maybe it needed some more work, and agree the actions and who was going to do what. Then you move forward. Okay, so I hope that helps. And if you've got a cross-functional team, maybe that's not working well together, or even some teams that are in separate departments not working together, let me know. And maybe we can talk through scenarios that will help. That's Paul Palmer. I'll talk to you soon.